Okay, I just started, it's probably about an hour, maybe an hour and a half long hike up this trail to the top of Kan'ei Great or Hokkaido Koma-ga-take. This is another active volcano, pretty active. I don't know all the stats on it. There might be some up top on some kind of notification. Getting here wasn't that bad. It was like an asphalt paved road up to what went into kind of a dirt road, but there were other small cars, not too many potholes, so it was pretty easy to get here. Again, something I haven't done, which I'm negligent of and need to get better at, is when you go out on these hikes, show your route map and your information so that if something happens, it's in the box. I see most of the advanced and professional hikers doing that. I'm kind of following some other people that are already hiking, and then there's a couple hiking behind me as well. So I kind of feel like I have a little bit of a safe buffer between two different hiking parties that are local or probably more advanced, but that gives me kind of a cushion to either fall back and follow or speed up and follow as well. So also picked up this little hiking stick. I think this is birch, so I'll just use this since I don't have one. I see everybody else has kind of professional hiking sticks. There's a couple behind me. Again, I also don't have a bear bell with me, but I do see that or hear that most people have them. So again, I think, you know, between both parties, I feel pretty safe to know that if there was a bear in the path, it's going to be warned in between for me coming. So it was really cold up here, but I'm just wearing kind of some thermal leggings, some joggers, just kind of like running shoes, a vest, and a button-down shirt. And I know my body, you know, I'll probably heat up a little bit quicker, so I didn't want to get too hot. It's a beautiful day. Worked out perfectly. Some clouds, but nothing that looks like it would come together to mess up the day or to rush it. So we got plenty of time between now and when I have to take the rental car back. To also give you some perspective, you see that body of water behind me. That is Lake Onuma or Onumawako. All right. Excuse my breathing. I will probably be panting and out of breath by the time I get up there. Try to keep the camera straight. Okay, there's the lake again. I'm gonna pause just for a second and redo the camera adjustment so it's not facing toward the ground while I'm walking. There's a lot of berries on the ground, so I'm probably getting into a place where I might start seeing signs of bear. Not sure. I adjusted my camera. Apparently I have the strap on upside down. I'm good now. Let's see how far I can make this today. I had my 7-Eleven pancakes this morning for carbohydrates. At 7-Eleven you can pick up these little like pancakes. They're packaged and they already have like butter and syrup smashed in between them. They're so good. I'm glad they don't have them in the US, because otherwise I would probably get big. Probably gonna start slowing down. Turn the camera off for a minute. Okay, I think I made it to the second little checkpoint here. Just look back again. I think I like this rock. I put it right here. It looks a nice empty space. quite a view, but you can see already kind of getting some rain clouds. Weather's changing, it seems like pretty quick. So I think I'm too far away. Probably another 30 minutes. Hang out for about 15 and then make my way back down. I saw a lot of other cars in the parking lot. Probably maybe like 6 or 7 others. So excluding the 2 couples behind me now, there's one guy coming down. So there's probably 4 to 5 more people ahead of me, either hiking or somewhere up there. So that is such cool stuff. Okay, I think this says 500 more meters to the top. So that's not too far. It'd be allowable. I just get a little local rock here. Throw it right there. My contribution.すごい。こんにちは。
剣紙で。
Okay. Okay.
Very cool.
こんにちは。Sun. No, close off. Hi, hi, hi. Okay. Okay. わかった。So I went ahead and climbed this, it's a pretty short hike, Mount Koma-ga-take. I always end up saying it wrong. I think it was only maybe about a kilometer and a half up here, but it's freaking gorgeous. You get beautiful views of Lake Onuma and the ocean as well, the other mountains, cities. There's a lot of people up here. It's a pretty well-developed trail. Getting here is pretty easy as well if you have a rental car. As I was mentioning in part of the video, part of the road's paved, and then part of the road is gravel, but it's still easy to get to. What's some of the things you should do before you go hiking up here? I mean, I'm always learning, so you know, I'm preparing and doing better each time I come. But it's beautiful up here, amazing views. A lot of people hiking are pretty friendly, so well worth the short hack track. I would also say this isn't anything that you need to be super prepared for, like an 8-hour hike. I'd say probably from, you know, the drive from Hokkaidō, you could probably reach in 30 minutes, and then maybe like an hour a hike, hour and a half max. Spend like 30 minutes up here and then an hour and a half back. So I mean, by the time you rent the car, get here. actually how hard the wind's blowing here. Yeah, by the time you rent the car, get up here, and do everything, I mean, you're talking maybe 4 hours. So I'm gonna get out of here. The wind's getting really, really strong. I'm gonna hike down so I can get this car back to the rental car agency. Again, thanks for watching. This is Mount Koma-ga-take. That's as far as I can go up here. Yeah, I don't want to break any rules, but this guy just stopped by and he said he was going to go ahead and hike up to the top of that hill over there, the bigger part. So me being a gaikokugen or foreigner, I don't want to be the one to do something stupid. So let's head down. Good job. Hi.
そうですね、これね。
はい。
すごい風ですね。
寒い。あ、すごい。素晴らしい。
はい。気をつけて降りてくださいね。
It is freaking cold up here. Ugh. Okay. See how fast I can get down without injuring myself. Whoosh. I'll slow it down. Need to こんにちは。こんにちは。I feel like running down, but for the sake of the video, I'm going to take it a little easy. Many of these Japanese hikers are super like geared out. They have some amazing gear. So I probably, since the yen is pretty favorable to the US dollar, I'll probably stop by Mont Bell, which is a big kind of outdoor activewear place while I'm here. buy some stuff and just leave it at the house in Takasaki. There's some cool mountaineering stores too. I found one in Nagano about 4 years ago. Probably do the same there as well. Quite amazing view. Konnichiwa. Most people I've also seen hiking today are, I don't know, probably 50s and older. I only saw maybe one other guy that was probably up here that was probably my age. 48. Oh, a lot more people coming. I don't feel so bad. I got here a little early at 10 a.m. I just passed a bunch of people, 3 people coming up and another lady going down. Turn the camera off for a second. I just kind of want to be respectful to them. Otherwise, I got a lot of editing out of faces to do. I think that lady I passed was probably about 72. I don't know where I get that number from. I'm just speculating. She's in pretty good shape to hike this thing. So I got here at 10:05. It's 11:46 right now. I think I'm about halfway down. So like I said, maybe about an hour up. And then I think I only stayed on top for about 15 minutes. And then obviously the hike down is a little bit faster, so overall it gives me a lot more time back today to make my next booking reservations wherever I need to go. Konnichiwa. Konnichiwa. Hi. Oh, okay. All right. I'm almost down, so I tried to give him my stick that I found. It's a pretty good stick. Put it down there for somebody else. Somebody lost a glove. Looks like this is a fresh loss. I'll put it right here on this branch. Maybe somebody will see it. Waving at them. There you go. So, woman's glove. Konnichiwa. すごい。It was well worth it. Okay, so I thought I'd give you a quick perspective of the morning before I actually hiked Hokkaido Komagatake. I left the Lake Toya area, and then so here's the path that I drove to get over to Hokkaido Komagatake. Even though it shows about 2 hours and 5 minutes, I believe it actually took me more like three to right over 3 hours. It's just it's kind of interesting when you drive the expressway how long it can actually take. Even though Google Maps, or if you're using Google to navigate while you're in Japan, it'll generally show a time, but for some reason things generally take much longer to travel over here. So anyway, I took this route. I think I got, because I left the Lake Toya area around 6:30 in the morning. I want to say that I arrived here around 9:30 in the morning. So I will quickly flip over to Google Earth and I'll show you. You already saw in the video just kind of the road, how it went from kind of regular streets to more of a asphalt paved road to eventually a gravel road. But I'm going to flip over to Google Maps and kind of show you overall. So I came off of this expressway, the E5, and took some of these little back roads into here, and then eventually got into. Let me just move the angle of. So here's the volcano, Hokkaido Komagatake, and eventually, what I was trying to do is get to this parking area here. So eventually, you take somewhere on these back roads, and you eventually get to a point where I went to this gravel road all the way up and to this parking spot right here. So this, I don't know what it was. It looks like some kind of drilling site. I didn't actually see this when I was there, nor did I see this building. But this was the parking site. I parked my little car at that time right there. Again, a little bit of a gravel road. There are some bumps in the road, but nothing that you can get through, and even a small car. So I want to say from here, from the parking spot all the way to this section here at the top of the mountain, was roughly about 1.5 kilometers. It actually wasn't that long of a hike, and it's pretty much just straight up incline. It's nothing super aggressive. It's really gravelly, like the loose pumice and kind of dirt from the all those volcanic eruptions years ago. So it's that type of mixture. So it is kind of slippery when you're going up, but you couldn't really go beyond this area here. I'll kind of zoom out just really quickly so you kind of get an idea. My hope was that I could actually get up here to this peak, but that apparently was disallowed. So that would have been really cool to do that. They do have at the top of this mountain, they do have like a monitoring station here, but I only saw that one guy that left the area that basically looked like he was obviously a local or Japanese guy. He said, from what I could tell, he was like, screw it. He was going to go beyond this area and hike it anyway. So I would have really enjoyed going up to the top here, but it just didn't look like. I mean, it looks like if you actually look at the Google Earth, you can see that there's what looks to be a noticeable trail. Now it could have been just off limits during that time. I don't know that, but I would eventually love to go back here and actually go back to the top. It's a short hike. It's very enjoyable. You definitely, I don't know if there'll be off limits to go over in this area. I mean, imagine if you look at that whole kind of more of that crater area, it's an actual, it's an actual deep hole that probably goes down there. So I'm probably pretty sure you don't even want to venture near that thing for fear of, slipping and falling down in there. So, I mean, and plus there's, signs. It's not too heavily signed area, but they do have some, some roped off areas with some signs that were saying basically don't go beyond this point there. So, and then, as I was mentioning previously, I drove from pretty much across the Uchira Bay here. Let me, hopefully my screen is not going to lock up here, but oops, I'm going down. Let me zoom out again. Flip there, do it at a different angle. Zoom in again. So if you remember, I said I was at Mount Usu or Lake Toyo area. So this is where I was at the previous day. If I flip that around, so this is where I was at the previous day. If I flip that around, again, kind of in some of the pictures you saw from Usu, Hokkaido-Komagatake was in the background across the bay. So again, let me just zoom right back over to this area, show you kind of more of the mountain in detail. So again, I'd love to go back to here and to see if there's an opportunity to go up to the actual peak. My plan is to go back again and actually do this one probably a little bit later after I hike some more volcanoes throughout Japan. But if I do get up to Hokkaido again here within next year, maybe during around the same time, I think this will be a beautiful hike to do again. It's a quick hike. It's you know, like I said, it's only about 1.5 kilometers. Just flipping over here really quick to All Trails. Looks like I think the first time I saw this, it actually wasn't mapped out. So it looks like somebody maybe with All Trails actually mapped it out. I wasn't using All Trails at the time. However, I do have my hike here marked as completed. Actually, All Trails shows that it was as a 5-kilometer hike. I was wrong to say 1.5 kilometers. So it's roughly it's 2.5 kilometers up and 2.5 kilometers back. Again, still pretty easy hike. Some uphill, but nothing too strenuous. No bouldering, nothing like that. It's a pretty overall, it's a very nice, pleasant hike, especially if you get it on a good weather day like I did. And then along the hike, like I said, and you saw in some of the pictures and video, you get really gorgeous views of Lake Onuma in the background, which is quite beautiful. And then just overall, some beautiful pictures of the area. So let me just zoom out really quick. And then, you know, you do kind of when you're up in this area here, if you're standing on the edge on the rocks, and you get some more pictures of, you know, kind of this area outlook in here. But anyway, it was a quick hike. Once I got there, once I was finished, for the most part, I had to get the rental car back because I had to catch a train back south to Takasaki, which was my home base while I was in Japan for 2 months. So from Hokkaido Komagatake, I think it was only another 30 minutes to the Shin Hakodate station, which is where I actually returned the rental car back. So the JR, the Shinkansen, only goes as far, and when you're in Hokkaido, it only goes as far as the Shin Hakodate station, which is pretty new. They are expanding the station further. I believe they expect to have the connection to Sapporo in the next couple of years. But this is the furthest the actual Shinkansen goes to. So here's where I returned the rental car, and then from there I also caught the Shinkansen back to Takasaki, which is in Gunma Prefecture. But basically that is it for this actual hike or climb. Again, easy hike, beautiful area. I didn't have any bear bells with me or anything like that. I was just wearing my Nike running shoes still, and I was okay. I mean, I slipped a couple times because of the tread. You know, I did pick up like an actual hiking stick. It wasn't anything I had bought. It was an actual stick that you'll sometimes find at the bottom of hikes that people just leave sticks there. So that's what I picked up. You saw that throughout the video. I really didn't have any gear. I mean, I had my first Oakley backpack. There really wasn't a good hiking backpack. So, you know, at this point I was, you know, essentially four volcanoes into hiking. I was kind of still trying to assess what gear I need, what's going to be comfortable, what's going to work. So I was trying to really get a feel for the area and kind of have a variation of what I was going to be dealing with and doing these different hikes. But after this hike, I did decide to upgrade my gear and bought boots and an actual better pack that had a better fitting and kind of better stowage for water and also a hiking stick, which you'll see later in some of these other videos. But thanks for watching. I appreciate the continued watching of this channel, and I'll be posting more video here shortly. Bye.